million bags of maize. In 2018, production rose to 44 million bags of maize, but later came down to 40 in 2019, and again 40 million bags in 2021. Our target this year and annually going forward is to produce 61 million bags annually between this year all the way to 2027. Long rains annually account for 80% of our season production. From the long rain season alone, which is underway, and we want to thank God that we got rain this year better than the last several years. We estimate a yield of 44 million bags in this season, compared to last year's 32 million bags. We estimate that we will get an extra 12 million bags, thanks, by the grace of God, to the rains that we got, thanks to the patriotism of our farmers. If there are patriotic citizens of our country, it is our farmers. Our farmers have come in full force. They have gone beyond their normal call of duty to respond to our intervention, and they are doing a phenomenal job as a farming community. As a result of effectively administered strategic interventions, we are definitely on course to meet national demand in full this year. Today, I am proud to announce the commencement of the second phase of our program. On this leg, we shall begin to immediately bring down the price of fertilizer from 3,500 to 2,500 per 50 kilogram bag beginning yesterday. And I'm told that yesterday alone, 34,000 bags of subsidized fertilizer were sold to our farmers, a record in a long time, meaning that the farmers know the importance of subsidized fertilizer. And this is for the short rains now that is going to begin next month all the way to December. At this price, we expect significantly higher uptake of fertilizer. Since fertilizer is the game changer of our agricultural productivity, this should translate to higher production in the next planting season. I encourage farmers to embrace better and greater use of fertilizer to increase yields in the coming seasons. The government is also appealing to farmers to redouble the use of fertilizer per acre to increase agricultural production. In the long rain season, most farmers used 1 bag of fertilizer per acre. Data shows that if you double the fertilizer per acre, you will get more yield from between 20 and 25 bags per acre. Many farmers who use 1 bag per acre get anywhere between 12 and 15 bags. But if they double the use of fertilizer, and I want every farmer to listen to me because this is what I do in my farm. Yeah? When you double the use of fertilizer, there is a direct correlation to the production that you get as a farmer. So I am asking our farmers, now that we have reduced the cost of fertilizer from 7,000 now to 2,500, they have absolutely no reason why they should not double the fertilizer they are using from 1 bag to 2 bags, and we can immediately double our production, and we can get rid of the shortages and the high costs of food in our country. For the coming short rains, the government has embarked on the distribution of fertilizer to farmers throughout the country with a view to ultimately delivering 100,000 metric tons or at least 2 million bags of 50 kilogram bags at the subsidized price of 2,500. I'm asking farmers in the short rain regions that we are working with the county governments, and I am happy the chair of the Council of Governors is here, so that we can work with them on the last mile delivery to make sure that our farmers have access to fertilizer, especially the last mile component, so that we can enhance the productivity of our farmers. I still see, whenever I go around the country, that many farmers are not yet using sufficient fertilizer. Many of them are planting without. Some of them are planting with half a bag. Those who are trying are doing with one bag. I am encouraging farmers going forward that let us use at least minimum 2 as we go to 3, because that is how we are going to increase our productivity, and that is how we are going to feed our nation, and that is how we are going to bring down the cost of living in Kenya. Further, I'm happy to announce that our partnership with county governments has provided last mile delivery of fertilizer to farmers and will be complemented with the opening of more than 50 distribution centers across the country. We will do more if the need arises. I am asking our county governments to work with us, to work with the National Cereals and Produce Board in opening additional centers where we can make these fertilizers available, and we are going to work on a mechanism where this will be jointly rolled out between the national government and our county governments, and we can agree on how the last mile can be worked out. My suggestion would be the county governments provide the space and the stores, and as a national government we will work with them in making sure that there is personnel which can be shared between the county and the national government to make sure those stores run efficiently and serve the farmers as best as we all want. As we prepare for a bumper harvest, thanks to a successful collaboration between the Almighty God who has given us rain, the government of Kenya who has delivered fertilizer, and our very hard-working farmers who has done the most. I also take this opportunity to convey more good news to our farmers. We are now implementing a national initiative to acquire 100 dryers, which will be distributed strategically to various NCPB depots nationwide, with the aim of serving maize farmers as well as cereal farmers at subsidized and highly affordable rates. I know, for example, that farmers have been spending anywhere between about 60 shillings per 90 kilogram bag of maize and thereabout. We are proposing that this year, Government of Kenya is going to meet half the bill for drying. Again, this is our strategy to make sure that we eliminate post-harvest losses. As we all know, we have seen farmers trying to dry their produce in all manner of ways, on roadsides, along the roads, in all manner of places. I want to tell our farmers that the government of Kenya is not only going to provide the facilities for them to do the drying, but we are going to meet half the cost of drying so that we minimize on the almost 20-30% losses that we that normally we lose because of management of the post-harvest challenges. We are also doing this because the weathermen are telling us that there might be some El Nino rains further down the road, and we want to make sure that the El Nino rains do not disrupt our production. Just as we have maximized farmers' comfort by eliminating middlemen, brokers, conmen, and intermediaries in the distribution of inputs through ICT, we are also maximizing farmer returns from their produce by likewise removing brokers, middlemen, and others, as well as other perennial marketing challenges related to cereals and pulses. To this end, we shall implement the Warehouse Receipt System Act of 2019, which has never been implemented, which establishes a structured and well-regulated trading system for agricultural commodities. This system creates an ecosystem with opportunities for the private sector and National Cereals and Produce Board to provide a trading platform that links buyers and sellers and facilitates access to credit by agricultural producers. The warehouse receipt system also supports the reduction of post-harvest losses and cushions farmers against low farm gate prices. Again, the minister has clarity on how he's going to work with the private sector to make sure that we make the capacities within National Cereals and Produce Board and other government entities available for the private sector to work with us to make sure that we eliminate drop in prices that significantly affects farmers, but also we provide storage and other capabilities and a trading mechanism that is fair both to the consumer but also fair to our farmers. We are increasing the budget, again as an intervention, for the Agricultural Finance Corporation for seasonal crop lending from 2 billion shillings to 10 billion to facilitate affordable credit that will be available to our farmers. The credit will be provided at single-digit rates to further reduce our cost of production and enhance the productivity of our farmers. We have so many farmers that every season borrow money to buy inputs. The money that has been available has been between 2 billion and 2.5 billion over the years, which has not been adequate. This year, we are scaling that up to 10 billion shillings, and I am telling farmers across the country that they can now have access to affordable credit to help them support the country in matters food production and also making sure that we have a thriving agricultural sector. We are also working with the private sector and county governments on a comprehensive mechanization program to increase available tractors and other farm machinery to further enhance the efficiency and productivity of our farmers. As you are all aware, some of our farmers are still using all manner of practices, including auctions and all manner, and their productivity is limited. We have scope. Our mechanization is currently at around 45%. It is the intention in the next 5 years to drive that to 75% mechanization in Kenya. The program that we already have in place is the first 10,000 tractors and other machinery. We are at the tail end of discussions between Government of Kenya and different suppliers who will be, who we are going to demand that they set up assembly plants in Kenya to support our agricultural machinery delivery and also to support our productivity. We will be giving our farmers news before the end of the year on the comprehensive mechanization plan, and I'm happy that many counties are part of this discussion so that they too can support farmers in making sure that we build on our mechanization capabilities. I commend all the governors who have responded positively and robustly to our proposal for partnership in serving farmers so that they can serve our nation better. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, governors who are here, and I look forward to celebrating many abundant harvest seasons this year with you and your colleagues whom you are representing here. I also thank profoundly our farmers. As I said, they are the most patriotic Kenyans that I know, that even when things are difficult, they still go to our farms to produce food for the nation. Through their hard work and the interventions we have made, through the fertilizer subsidy program and other programs, our farmers have expanded just this year an extra 200,000 acres compared to last year. Our ultimate target is to double agricultural productivity in Kenya by 2027. Your government stands with you and will support you as you pursue our shared aspiration for prosperity and national agricultural competitiveness. I say this to our farmers, and I speak to them with a lot of passion, not because I'm one of them, but because they are doing a phenomenal job. Thank you very much. I will take a few questions.
My name is Chemutai going from Citizen TV, and I have one question. There's been concern by sugarcane farmers in parts of